piece that will take them another chunk of your time after you've created the test is when you select the administration tab along the top. So initially, you're going to be viewing your student information, basically how the students are tied to this test. So again, it's going to make sure that you're still in 5th grade or whatever grade you selected and show you all your selected campuses. Beneath the campuses are your courses. So if you've done this at a campus level previously, you would have seen just the courses assigned to your campus. Now you're going to see ones from across the district, basically what's at every campus. So from time to time, there are some additional courses that one campus has that another one does not. But you will have to, unfortunately, you're going to have to know what those courses are. And for the most part, the titles sort of tell you what they are, or at least the grade level. So for example, if you are, right now I'm in 5th grade, so if it's an I-5, that's still an old intermediate course, which is basically, it's going to be at Houston, but if the next letter is a 5, that's a 5th grade course. If it's an M, that's middle school, and it's a 6, that's a 6th grade course. Well, I don't want that one. One other thing just to point out, if you were doing an elementary test and it's in language arts, because elementary has reading and writing courses, those have been split apart. So at the elementary level, you will need to, if you're doing a language arts test, you will need to switch English language arts to reading. That way you will see all of your reading courses. Okay. And to help you, when we are done, I will be emailing you a spreadsheet where I've broken down all the courses by subject and grade level to help you better understand, better keep track of what courses are there. You may still need to ask for clarification with your program director exactly what ties to these tests, but at least you'll have a much better idea of, what everything is. So I'm doing a reading test for 5th grade, so I'm going to find all my 5th grade courses. And elementary sort of helps too, because they've put it at the end in parentheses. I'm going to say there's all my reading courses. Okay. Underneath that, there's abilities to filter, all sorts of things. Leave it alone. There's no reason to touch anything underneath the courses. So once you've selected your courses, you're good on this screen. Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay, so after we've selected our courses, we scroll back up to the top, and we now have your button that says collection. So this is where you're going to set how the test is viewed and when the test is viewed. So right off the bat, you have the dates. When is this test going to be open? So the testing window for the second 9 weeks is going to be December 7th to December 18th. Okay, so they're giving us 2 weeks. The main reason behind that is that at a high school level, we're having students also come in and take December EOC testing, and that's the week of the 7th. So this way it provides those students a chance to take the EOC and time to take their district assessments. At every other level, it also provides your teachers more time to maybe get students, get some work turned in, maybe reassess, have them retest, all these other options. So that's why we're getting a 2-week window. Underneath that date, and why didn't my date? Underneath that window, the online testing switch should be turned on. If it is not, please turn it on. Okay. Below that, there are 2 more radio buttons. The first one says online test proctoring controls. The one underneath that says testing style. They should say teachers and interactive. Please leave them there. The reason it is on teachers is that the teachers will be able, this allows the teachers to better identify and turn on when the students see the test and when they don't, and also identify the students that see the test and the ones that don't. So we're going to ask the teachers to monitor those assessments, and we'll walk through at the end how those teachers see it, so you have an idea. Underneath that, here's the generic URL that your program directors have been asked to post in Schoology, so your students will be able to take the test. Now, if the student is using a Chromebook, this link, they won't need this link. Before they even log in to their Chromebook, in the bottom left corner of their screen is a little apps button. And when you select that, it pops up, and in that list is a link that says Eduphoria Lockdown Browser. So it will launch it into kiosk mode, which is basically locking them down to only being able to see the test. For your students, if they're on a Windows laptop, it will launch through this link, but then it will ask them to launch the lockdown browser that is being pushed out by technology services. So again, it will not allow them to open another tab to look up answers. It won't let them open up any other application on the machine while they're taking the assessment. Beneath that, you have the ability to enable the calculator. So basically, if you're giving an assessment that the students are going to need to utilize a calculator, be it math, science, whatever, you want to go ahead and turn that on. And then you have the ability to decide, is it a basic calculator or do they need the option to use a scientific calculator? Your choice. Below that, you have the ability to also enable question randomization. So it's going to ask you, okay, it's going to make that link, okay. So basically, it's just going to randomize your question. So one student's question number one isn't going to be the other student's question number one. My suggestion is to turn that on. Below that is your text-to-speech option. Leave this as students choose their language, because you have the ability to say students only get to have it in English or only get to have it in Spanish. This way, it allows the student to decide what format of how they want it spoken. That does not mean the system translates the test, but it provides the student the ability to decide what the inflection or the reading style of the text to speech will be done in. Okay. And then last, you're going to turn on the lockdown browser. So again, so when they log on, depending on their machine they're logging on to, it limits their ability to open up any other browser windows or any other function on the laptop or desktop, whatever they're taking it on. Please leave on the plain paper testing. The reason for this is that there will be still some students that need to take it as a paper test because they will need specific modifications done. And for that to occur, the teacher has to have the ability to print an answer document. And then they will also have the ability to print the test booklet as well if needed. So, but they have to have this turned on so they can turn it on, or so they can print those. Other than that, after you've done all these options, you actually can now select preview online testing, and this is going to show you